Hi, guys, and welcome to Desi Dutch. This is your host, Amjay, with a very special guest coming out of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. He's my cousin, Areeb Younus. Areeb, actually, he's been living in Saudi Arabia for as long as I remember, actually. I don't remember the exact years. And whenever I used to go there when I was a kid, even till I think 5, 6 years ago, I would always visit him. We would always have some good memories of playing PlayStation or something like that. And now Saudi Arabia is also in lockdown. So I thought it was a good opportunity for us to talk, reminisce, and just have a good time. So Areeb, welcome to Desi Dutch.
Thank you. How have you been?
I'm good. I'm good. How's it going with you?
It's good, man. Alhamdulillah, as good as it can be
Yeah.
in this time.
Walk us through what you're doing these days.
Well, I am glad to be working from home
Yeah.
because I don't, the one thing that I hated about working was waking up in the morning at the same time every day. I don't have to do that anymore. I work whenever I want.
Oh, it's
So
nice. That's become flexible.
that's amazing. It's quite flexible, yeah. Sometimes there are emergencies where I get calls and like do this right now, and I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I would
Okay.
just go straight from my bed to the laptop and I'll do the work and I come back to my bed. I'm
Uh,
sleeping.
in, interesting.
So
So what
that's
work you actually
that
do?
isn't that the dream?
It's
I'm an
actually
accountant.
oh, you're an accountant. Oh, that's actually really nice. Mashal's husband is also an accountant, but apparently they're calling him.
No,
He's
that's
in
nice.
Dubai. He's in Dubai, right? But they're actually calling
Yeah,
him to.
Dubai is not taking it as seriously as Jeddah. I don't know for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're calling him still to the office. And I was like, maybe it's like, because they were talking about stuff like the server is local. It's not for us here in Holland. Everything is on the cloud, so we really do not need to be in the office for anything. But generally, they're like because
That's great.
it's sensitive information, so they try to keep it in the local server at the office. So he had to go to the office every now and then, and that would be really annoying, to be honest, in the whole pandemic issue that's going on. But it's nice. Actually, I also like when I work. It's not like I do not have it flexible as you maybe, but in the fact that I just at 10 we have to meet every day. But that's still good enough because
Mm-hmm.
it's 10. I'm used to waking up at 6:45, 6:50 because I travel to Amsterdam every day.
Oh,
Yes, because Amsterdam is 1.5 hour away from me, the door-to-door commute. So I'm used to waking up so early and getting my plan ready so I can be there. So 10 is nothing for me. I just wake up at 9:55, put on a cap, and just go for my meeting. 5 minutes after the meeting is done, I go, then wash my face, brush my teeth, shower, and everything. Then I get to work. So it's actually
exactly, man.
pretty relaxed. I agree with that. But more than that, just about
But
working
how do
from
you
home.
commute in Amsterdam over there? How do you commute?
We actually have a train, so the public service here is pretty good, and my office
Wow,
is 5 minutes by walk from the major train station, and my house is five
that's
minutes by
amazing.
yeah. So I'm really lucky with that. My
That's
house
amazing. Kind of
is
reminds me of
what?
yeah. It does remind me of my life in Dubai.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Right.
that's the other thing that I dread in the morning. That's the other thing I dread in the morning, driving to work
Yeah,
and then coming back home because my house is on the other side of Jeddah and my office is on another side
I
of Jeddah.
I hate it. I love commuting. I hate driving, driving for the sake of commuting because at least when I'm in my train, I can read a book, I can nap, I can do some online courses, I can do at least
Exactly.
something.
You can sleep more. Exactly. You can sleep more. That's what I used to do in the bus. I used to go from Sharjah to Dubai for my classes, and I used to sleep in the bus.
Yeah, exactly. At least you're not in control of the vehicle, and that's I think in itself a blessing. But some people prefer driving. I have
Yeah.
another friend of mine, a colleague of mine who comes from Rotterdam, which is another city. He also needs
Mm.
an hour to come to work, but he drives. And I asked him, "Why don't you just take the train?" He goes, "I know I like driving, man. I like driving, so I'm gonna drive." And I said, "But it's just traffic. It's not that much fun." And he goes, like, "Yeah, even then, it's fun to drive." I said, "Okay, if some people
That's
like,
odd. Maybe some
some
people.
people."
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah,
I
the
guess
major.
I've never met anyone who likes driving to work.
Yeah, well, to be honest, yeah, I can think of some. But more about is the fact that just driving is so ingrained into us as Desi people that we need to drive. We need to have a car, right?
I get sleepy when I'm driving, man. It's so mundane. I have to
Oh,
keep thing. I have to do things just to keep myself awake while I'm driving.
I think it's happened to me a lot in Pakistan when I was working. That sometimes I would actually be
In
falling asleep.
Pakistan,
Yeah, and falling asleep on the
Karachi
road.
roads, man, how's that even possible?
Oh, it would
There's
be
no
so,
space.
but still so boring. It's so boring. I would fall asleep because I would be late or something. Then what I would do would be I would in my parking lot, I would reach into my work's parking lot, and then I would sleep there for 20 minutes before going in. And I would tell my boss, I'm coming
Wow,
in
I
in
wish I could do that. Wish I could do that here, man. I always reach late. I'm notorious for being late. I'm notorious for reaching as late as possible, as late as is allowed.
Yeah,
If the
exactly.
limit is 9:45, I'll be entering at 9:43.
For us, it's not allowed or not allowed. For us, like you know how Pakistani, I don't know if you know how Pakistani job market works, but the fact that if you are on good terms with the with your superiors, then it's all good and well. So my boss is really good with his superior. I'm really good with my boss. So my boss said, "I'll vouch for whatever you do. Just don't just make my work good." So I would be working for him really
No,
well.
my boss is good like that, but the HR, you know how it is.
Yeah,
The
exactly. But
HR is
there,
a problem,
but there the
especially if
HR
you're an
was.
expat in Saudi.
Yeah, but here in our like in our company, the attendance and everything was not seen by HR. It would be seen by the marketing manager, the head, and he would then tell HR that okay, this is
Oh,
happening. So because of that, it was in our control. So we would be chill.
it used to be like that in our company until a few months ago, where they hired a proper department just to observe the timings and
Oh,
just
I
to
think
just to try and implement HR policies. That was part of Saudization basically.
yeah, but I.
And so there would be a new girl every month asking me why I'm late, and I'm like, well, you'll get used to it eventually.
It's actually interesting because it's just weird that in this day and age, you are going back to timekeeping, right? It's not really something
Exactly.
you
And
don't
plus,
really.
it was the finance. I mean, we're in the finance department. I said, well, I leave 1 hour late, 2 hour late, usually.
Yeah.
So if I come late, that's really not your problem. If my manager doesn't have a problem, you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest problem with a company which tries to give HR such an intrusive role. But then again, that's what HR is for, right? Maybe they're there to tell you that
Yeah, I guess.
you don't need to go late. You don't need to go late so that you can come in earlier and just work in time. Maybe that's why HR is there. You never know. But
I guess.
moving on from that, what are you doing in this lockdown period? How long have you been in lockdown?
It's been 4 or 5 weeks now.
5 weeks,
I'm losing
like
track of time, bro.
complete lockdown,
I'm
complete
losing track of
lockdown.
time. Complete lockdown, yeah. Complete lockdown has been for 2 weeks,
All right, so that's still doable.
almost. But even
Yeah,
now, we can go out for essentials.
yeah. Here, there. I told this numerous times on this podcast. Here, there's no strict lockdown. Like people go out to run, people go out to walk their dogs. As long as they're maintaining their distances, they're fine. You're allowed to go buy food. You're allowed to go do whatever you want, as long as you don't gather in a public place for more than two people or three people. So it's allowed. So it's
We can go
relatively.
out in our neighborhoods from 6 to 3 in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah, exactly. Like something
We
like
we
that.
can we can walk around. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Still,
Pakistan also has this curfew kind of system going on right now.
Pakistan. Nobody's really listening in Pakistan. Ugh, that's a different problem.
But that's a
We are
different.
going to be the leading. We are going to be the leading country very soon.
Yeah, well, that is probably going to happen, but maybe the US has beaten us to it. They are actually reaching more than
Mm,
you don't know.
you'll
You
see.
never know. You never know. But yeah,
The
so
way it's going in Pakistan, I don't think we have enough testing equipment to actually have verified figures right now.
yeah, actually, that's actually a point of debate for me with a lot of people I talk to. Is they all go like it's gonna be spreading in Pakistan, we don't even know, and I'm like, yeah, that's all fine and well. I agree with you completely,
Yeah,
but where are the deaths? Because once you start seeing the
yeah.
deaths come up, then I can gauge with the fact that okay, something is happening. But half of the people are saying like half the people in my who are like in the medicine industry, my friends, I'm talking to them, they're like our hospitals are chill, people just come in with a cough. Half of them are saying no, it's havoc here, we don't have enough anything and people are dying, but there's no reports coming out, so you don't even know what's actually happening to actually gauge that what's
Well, the
happening.
mortality rate is not that high for COVID anyway. The mortality rate is what, 2%?
Yeah, but that's pretty high if you think
The
into
fact
it.
that it's happening, but
2% is
yeah,
really
the
high.
fact that it's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, in Pakistan,
definitely.
man, I don't even like there's too many problems in Pakistan. I think that's a different podcast for a different day. You can We don't
That
even know how many people we actually have. when was the last time we did a census? We did a census, right? It's called a
I think
census, right?
2017 was the official census for our population
There
in
you go. It's
Pakistan.
been 3 years, and our reproduction rate is off the charts.
Exactly. So yeah, you're completely right about that. But they're moving on. Pakistan is always going to be there. It's going to come up again, to be honest. But for now, 5 weeks in, how are you handling it? What are you doing?
Well, I've been working for the last 2, 3 years without taking a proper break. Even my
Yeah.
vacations were hectic.
Yeah.
So my body was thankful. I think my mind was thankful for some peace
Yeah. And how are
for
you
the
managing that
first
piece?
2, 3 weeks. For the first 3 weeks, it was just chilling, doing nothing which I didn't have to do. I was being completely unproductive.
Yeah.
I was gaming a lot, which is something I missed.
Yeah.
Just gaming without any guilt. So that was good. But now I'm getting restless. I want to do things. I want to be productive. At least do one productive thing a day, at least,
Yeah.
just to
And
feel good about myself.
yeah, but what have you listed down as things that you consider productive?
Oh, I have a random mood, man. I started a course on SQL,
Oh,
and then I left it
wonderful.
somewhere.
Wonderful.
I
Yeah.
started a course on web designing. I started a course on game development. But I'm sure I'm gonna end up doing at least one of them.
Yeah, I think SQL will be the one most probably you're going to be doing because
It's fun.
in my experience
Right.
it's the most easiest to do because I've been venturing into the world of coding as well, and SQL was the first language I learned
Nice.
because it's really easy. Then I moved on to Python
Yeah.
and R and MATLAB, but those are really really difficult languages. But for yeah.
SQL seems very relevant to the field as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Especially if in accounting, if you have big databases and you want to host them in SQL based like data warehouses, maybe it's very nice to have that kind of like that kind of skill set. But you're doing some
Yeah.
online courses, gaming you're doing to keep yourself bored. Like so now you're becoming restless. And how is that going on? Like that is why majorly I ask these kind of questions is because at first everybody's really excited, right? Everyone is like, oh yes, it's gonna be fun. I have nothing to do. I'm gonna enjoy. I'm gonna sleep 9 hours, 10 hours. I'm gonna catch up on this, my TV shows. But after a while, people really, really get bored. And how are you tackling it with like not just with the things that you're planning to do, but mentally, how are you adjusting to it?
Well, I'm not bored yet. Alhamdulillah. I'm actually, like I said, I'm so far the restlessness comes from not being productive. That's it. That's the one thing that I feel bad about at the end of the day. But
Yeah.
the rest of the day just flies. I did I do I've done things which I didn't think I would be able to do, but I ended up doing it. I installed a basketball net inside my house. Imagine doing that as a brown person.
I
So
can
now
imagine.
my and and mom was completely cool. She's like, yeah, okay, fine, do whatever. And then I installed a dartboard. I got a table tennis set just to play on the dining table, and so that's something which is just killing time somehow.
Yeah.
Just call my nephew up and I say, Illa, let's play. And if not my nephew, then my brother sometimes.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to be as active as possible and not be couch potatoes for the rest of the day. Apart from that, there is always work.
Yeah. Work is
Work doesn't go away.
yeah, and work
Work
is
doesn't go away.
nice.
Work is a constant.
Yeah, but work is nice, right? It really helps you
And
out.
true, true. I like it. I'm getting paid. I'm happy about it.
And
Other than that, it's. I just
yeah.
miss meeting my friends. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, like that's one of the benefits I have here. When I moved here, it was relatively like I just had a few friends here, and I got really used to living alone. So now I live alone.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult for me to be like if I was in Pakistan, maybe I would have been gone crazy because in Pakistan you go out for chai. I think every other day or every day at least. I used to go out every day when I was working, and I can see the panic that's
No.
on my friends' faces. Like when we're on this shared group and they message, they go like, "It's been one day I haven't been out for dhabas or chais, and I'm going crazy." And I'm like, "Dude, I haven't been outside my house for 2 weeks, literally just maybe sometimes for running, nothing else." And they go like, "Yeah, this is just stupid. How do you live like that?" So I'm really used to it. As you said yourself, I have gaming. We started like a friends of our friends started a FIFA tournament a long league
Nice.
a long league, like 2-3 legs, so that we can just pass the time, play with each other every weekend. And I have other games that I'm catching up on. I play Rocket League sometimes with
Oh,
friends.
Rocket League was fun.
Wonderful game. Sometimes I do get the chance to play with
Yes,
friends. It's
ingenious.
and there's a new mode out, by the way. There's a new mode out. I
Really?
don't know if you know about it. It's the spike mode. So what happens is then the ball gets attached to your car, and it's like American
Oh,
football. Then it's American football. So basically,
oh
you have to kick
shit.
the ball
I
into
gotta
the
try
goal.
it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And people start hitting you, and you're not allowed to use the boost if you have the ball. So it's a lot of
Oh,
yeah, so it's a lot of passing the ball around.
nice.
The only way to pass it is like to touch the other player of your team. If you touch, then he takes the ball away from you, or you let the ball go by pressing a button or something. But yeah, it's really really exciting. And these are things I'm doing. I'm running every day. I'm working out, and I'm really not. Sometimes I do miss the social aspect of it, but my life has become so online that I really do not miss it. As you said yourself, I'm picking up
Yeah,
new habits. I'm gardening these days. I think my listeners will be really annoyed to hear that
nice.
I've been saying that like for 2 weeks because that's the only new thing I've been doing. But it's going well. My tomato plant just got big enough that I took it out into a separate pot. I'm planting
That's
almost.
amazing.
Yeah, man. Because again, you said nothing to do, right? So you just pick up
Yeah,
something productive that you can do and stuff like
I
that.
just started going to the kitchen more. That's one thing I did. I mean, I know you know how to cook. I never learned, never. Now
Uh,
I'm starting to learn
oh,
a little
that's
bit
nice.
more on the baking end. More on the baking end, though it's easier.
Yeah, sweets or savory.
Sweets.
Oh, that's nice. That was always my
It's
pet peeve.
easy, man. It's really
I
easy.
yeah, I could never do it. I could never do baking. I love baking like breads or like
Nice.
pies or something like that. Cakes and cupcakes, I could never do it. I could never just it never. I would always fail at it. The
I
decorating.
haven't tried a cake yet. I did brownies and I did cookies.
Yeah, and I
Easy.
think I'm scared of that because I'm off sugar, and if I start baking this stuff
That's
at home,
nice.
if I start baking
Yeah,
this
you're
stuff
gonna
at
have
home,
eating. Yeah.
so because of that. But yeah, so like moving on the conversation. So okay, you are doing well. I think you're enjoying yourself. But how is Jeddah doing right now? Like you go out. How is it? How are the lockdowns? If you know anything about the government regulations, you want to
Yeah,
share?
sure. The government regulation, the government I think has done a fantastic job. They acted much before it became serious. I
Yeah,
love that about them. I think the whole world is surprised at how well Saudi has handled it because we are not known for handling things nicely.
yeah,
But I believe they recognize the severity of the situation much more earlier than most countries did, and they imposed restrictions. They closed flights. They had a quarantine set up, and whoever was coming from whatever flights were allowed, they were all screened at the airport
yeah.
and taken into quarantine facilities, even if they showed minor symptoms.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So
but
that was
like,
really nice.
yeah, uh,
Even one of my colleagues went. He came from the US, I believe.
yeah,
This was before the lockdown was imposed. We were just working in the office
yeah.
regularly, and he had some symptoms, and they took him to the facility for a week
Oh, that's
and
nice.
kept him under observation because he's old, so he was at high risk.
Yeah, I understand that.
So that was there. Our chairman is a U.S. national who lives in Dubai, and he's stuck here with us
Yeah, because flights are off,
because
right?
yep, a day the day he was supposed to travel. That was the day the flights are off.
Yeah,
The flights went off, so
but our
he's
flights
gone
out
crazy here.
are flights out also off, or flights in are only
Yeah,
off?
everything was off class. The airports are not functioning.
Oh, right. Oh no, the dad is stuck there, and we've been telling him to
Oh,
move
nice.
to here for a while because he's alone there, and Ramadan is coming and everything. So he was like, "No, I can't. Flights are stuck." But then my brother told something that no, flights have opened up now, so you can come. So my
Yeah,
dad,
they're opening a little bit, but only to a very few countries. But those are emergency flights. Those are for people who don't have their permits have expired, their visa has expired, etc.
uh, okay, yeah, no, but like
So those
I really like what you said about how they really handled it. Does it? So what is your opinion on it? I really want to get your opinion on this because China acted really well. Saudi Arabia
yeah,
acted really well. If you see the similarities, that Europe did not handle it that well. At least Southern Europe did not handle it that well. US is not handling it that well at all. But
yeah.
if you
UK
see
didn't handle it well.
what one?
UK didn't handle it well.
UK didn't handle it well. But the funny part is, if you see similarities, you see that autocratic governments are handling it much better than democratic governments. So, what is your opinion on that?
Yeah,
Why do you think that is?
I think in business studies, all of us learned that in times of need, there has to be one straight leader,
Yeah,
and like that was one of the biggest benefits of autocracy was that in such situations there is no discussion, just one decision.
yeah. The
So even
institution
if
just
they made, yeah, even if they made the wrong decision, you know who to blame. But right now, just look at how things are falling apart in Pakistan. There's everybody has a different opinion. Everybody wants to do something else, and
yeah.
there's not much you can do about it because it's a democracy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think Pakistan is not really that good of an example because it's not even a proper democracy. But like, if you see the
Yeah,
US, if you see Europe, I completely agree with you. It's just shocking that in places like these where it's so severe, the lockdowns are not even been like they're not being adhered to properly. Like,
yeah, but there are
I've
some democracies which are doing really nice. New Zealand, for example.
definitely Canada is doing really well.
Yeah,
To be honest, Netherlands and Germany are also doing really,
Canada.
really well.
I'm not gonna say Canada is doing really well. They were quite. They have a lot of. The rates are high over there. They finally got it under control.
Yeah,
They acted
exactly.
late.
The whole point is
They
about
acted
getting
late.
it. The point is to get under control, and I think it's your
Yeah,
population really plays a role into it. Like, as for example, Netherlands
true.
and Germany have handled it really, really well. The reason for that is just because when you tell people that if you have an educated audience and people that you tell them that, hey, you know what, we're not taking away your rights or anything, but you need to really adhere to these rules, they listen.
Yeah,
Right? They, like
exactly.
in Spain, France and Italy, there's actually mandatory lockdown. You cannot come out without a permit which states you're out
Yeah,
for essential stuff or something. Not here. I can go out right now.
Italy. It was right necessary.
Yeah, Spain as well,
It had to be. Yeah,
France as well. So
they're
that
quite.
shows you that people, but in Germany and in Netherlands, in like in Scandinavia, except for Sweden, these countries generally have people who are Northern Europeans are known to be relatively more individualistic. And if you tell them that, hey, you don't need to hang out with other people for now, just stay at home, they don't mind. But if you tell Southern people like Italy or Spain that, hey, you have to stay alone, they don't believe you. Like, I just interviewed a guy in
Yeah, it's
Italy,
social norms,
very
I guess.
social. Yeah, I talked to this guy in Italy, and he was telling me that within that pandemic, how bad it was in Italy. I interviewed him then, and he said even now, government is allowed 6 people to be inside a house. It's allowed if 6 people are meeting inside a house. I said
Okay,
6 people, random
that's a
people, not
lot.
even friends. That's a lot, but because they could never argue against that because that's just Italian culture, right? Same with Pakistanis and our joint families. Like you
True.
cannot take that out. So it's pretty nice to
Family
hear.
is still fine, but having other people who are not your family.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with that. It's just a very iffy situation. But for now, US has become the hotspot. You have New York
Yeah,
becoming.
and Trump is still not taking it seriously. What is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, well, I've interviewed people
Maybe
in
he
the.
knows something that we don't know.
I have no idea. I've interviewed people in the US, and even they're just like, we don't want to talk about Trump because there's no point in talking about Trump right now. And I completely agree with them
Yeah,
that this guy is just in his own league. But moving the conversation
yeah,
back to what we were talking about, autocratic governments are handling it really, really well. And
yeah.
so, what do you think is going to be happening in the next few weeks or months in your country, like in Jeddah? Is the lockdown going to
Well,
be lifted?
Ramadan is coming. They said no Tarawih prayers in the masjid.
Oh wow! Do you know
It's
what
gonna
happened
be
in
at home.
Pakistan?
Yeah, they went for Jummah today again.
In Pakistan, the ulama actually has decided that Tarawih is going to happen and lockdowns don't apply to mosques.
Yeah,
It's just
I know.
confusing. But this is exactly why I
I
wanted to
know.
talk to you. I brought up this question is that Ramadan is coming, and I
Yeah,
don't know how Saudi Arabia is going to be handling it, but Pakistan is going to be handling it very, very badly because people's
true.
sentiments are really, really high in Ramadan, and none of them will want to stay home for their Taraweehs.
That's
What do you think
sad.
is going to
That's
happen in Saudi
horrible.
Arabia? It's just going to stay
They
like that.
already announced it. They announced it today. It was official that no Tarawih prayer, no Eid prayer either.
Oh, and people are okay with it. No, no one is. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of an
What can
autocracy.
you do? What can you do? And
Yeah,
people are they understand over here. People, most of the people here understand that
yeah,
it's serious. They know that there is no medical expertise over here to handle an outbreak. We know that.
definitely. I completely
But
understand that.
in terms of equipments, I've spoken to some people from around the world, and they said that we are much better equipped than most countries. And
Yeah,
I was surprised.
yeah,
I was
maybe,
surprised.
maybe it could be. I have zero idea about
Yeah,
that. But yeah, so
yeah.
like we can understand that some of things are happening, whatever they're happening, and in this day and age in pandemics, there are a lot of research coming out. Like I listened to a TED talk that said, you know what, sleeping now is more important than ever because there was actually a study about the influenza virus, and that if
Mhm.
people did not sleep pretty well before taking a vaccine shot, their vaccine did not work
True.
to its most potential. So they're like, you should relax, you should unwind yourself, you should be not really stressed out. But during this time, you say work is there and just restlessness is there, mentally speaking. Like do you do kind of stuffs to like keep yourself calm, keep yourself composed, maybe pray, maybe meditate, something like that that really helps you out? And do you think something that works for you maybe would work for someone else?
Surprisingly, I think a lot of people don't take this seriously enough, but gaming helps for me.
Yeah,
Gaming is it has been my stress reliever for a lot of years.
yeah, I
Like
think I can
going
vouch for
back
that.
to high school, I think
Yeah.
people don't understand how important gaming is, especially brown people.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
so I love it. I love it. That's one of the reasons why I've been gaming more. Is just time passes and I feel relaxed, and I don't even play games which stress me out. If it's stressing me out, then it's losing the purpose.
That's exactly why I was like a bit iffy when you said that, because if you play FIFA, there's a very big chance it's not really a stress reliever because
Well,
it,
if you're good at it, then it is.
even if you're good at it, sometimes you choke up, sometimes you play
Yeah,
bad,
sure.
sometimes
FIFA 20 is frustrating. That's why I left it long before I left the other FIFAs. But even if I'm playing. I don't play online that much.
yeah, okay,
Uh,
yeah,
I'm
like
spending most of my times playing RPGs and
yeah, that's fun actually. I'm playing Kingdom
yeah,
Hearts. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2 right now because I want to play 3, which came out last year, I think.
nice.
So I just finished 1 last month ago, and then I'm playing 2, and I'm looking at through 3. But you know, like FIFA is like I'm playing Aish. He was never that good. But
But
apparently
now he is.
in 20 he's using Barcelona, and I don't know what's with
Oh
Barcelona.
my God, Barcelona is overpowered, man. It's
Yeah, but
OP in
he doesn't
any.
believe it. He thinks it's his skill set, and it is. He is really good at it. He's really good at using Messi, but it's just so frustrating when his Messi just like you dribble. You try to take the ball out of Messi, right?
It's
I play with
almost
Tottenham.
Messi is awful, man.
I tackle
It's
him.
awful to
It
defend
hits
against
me.
him,
Hits
and
him.
it
It
goes
hits
back
me.
to him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, it pisses me off so much.
And
And
he can finish from anywhere. Even Suarez
exactly.
can finish from anywhere. It's
Yeah.
frustrating.
So it's pretty
So
annoying.
I take France as a revenge. I take France. Simple
That's
as
also
that.
one of the more OP teams. PSG,
Exactly.
France, and Barcelona. I think these are
Yeah,
the three most overpowered teams in the game. A lot of people have told me to go
exactly.
for PSG, but I prefer Spurs. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play with Spurs. Uh,
Spurs,
yeah,
interesting.
I like playing with Spurs. I've been playing with Spurs for like 4 years, 4 years, 5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, since the
You know,
rise
I'm
of
a Madrid fan. I've been using Madrid for a long time, and now there is no Ronaldo, and it's just difficult to use Madrid without Ronaldo,
yeah, definitely, I understand that. But yeah, no, I've been
especially
seeing.
with how piss poor Benzema is at finishing. Oh my God, it's
Oh, in the game, he's pretty nice.
annoying.
In the
No,
game,
he's not. He's not. He's not. He's not.
I can see the
Even
frustration.
Hazard is a horrible finisher in the game.
Yeah, maybe I had never played with
Uh,
Madrid to know. I always used to play with Spurs, or maybe just to piss people off, Barcelona. That's my second choice.
uh,
But no, it's usually Spurs. But yeah, I think we're digressing. It's just it's FIFA, and I always get emotional about FIFA. But yeah, so gaming really helps you.
Dude, you know what I'm playing nowadays with my nephew?
Which one?
WWE.
Oh man, I miss that game. I miss that game so
Man,
much.
we had a lot of time. We have a lot of good memories with WWE, man.
Oh, I miss.
We're
I
playing
miss.
a Rumble a day. We're playing Royal Rumble because that's like the most fun
Oh,
thing.
amazing. I really miss the I don't know the recent WWEs, but I really miss the manager mode of WWE that came out in 2008.
Yeah, I wish they
Oh,
removed that. They removed
they
that.
removed that
It
with the
used to
whole
be amazing.
WWE universe thing. Not that much fun, but the
Yeah, it's
manager was
horrible.
amazing. It was a
Horrible.
lot
The
of fun.
management of the GM mode was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, the GM
Anyway,
mode.
back to Jeddah. I did
Yeah.
You know, I don't. I'm not sure if you know, but I have my own side business for event management.
Yeah,
I organize events and shit. So I just asked people randomly, like, what do you guys miss the most about life
yeah,
in these times? And I got a lot of repeated answers. And most of them were, oh, we miss going out to eat. We miss our coffee shops. Um, we miss the sea,
oh
which is
nice.
quite understandable.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, it's Jeddah. Who doesn't miss the Cornish? Cornish and the beach were the places to go here.
definitely.
And of course, every other guy is missing their barber right now,
Oh
including
yes,
me.
as you can see, me as well. Like it's a mess. I have ordered a grooming kit, and I was like, you know what, I'm
Wow.
gonna experiment myself. Let's see how this goes. So I've asked a friend of mine to help me out, and probably it's probably gonna go live because they want to make fun of me. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to see how that goes. But yeah, there are a lot
This
of
is the
new
best
things.
time to go bald. This is the best time to go bald. Just go bald, grow a new set of hair.
Yeah, but like because I have a stand up every day and it's video, I really don't want to do something like that.
Nice.
So yeah, my no, like not stand up like with my work. Stand up is we call meeting, right? So
Okay.
with my work, I have to meet them every day. So there's this video, so I can't
So
really go
what, man?
bald, and
Like, I shaved my head. There you go.
no, but it's gonna be fun to see how they are with their skill of grooming my hair. It's gonna be fun. But yeah,
Yeah.
on the same topic, I think of events and everything, a lot of virtual events are gaining a lot of traction. Maybe that's something that interests you or interests people in their.
I'm doing one this Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's something really nice. Which kind of event
Yeah.
are you doing?
I'm doing a virtual stand-up comedy night,
Oh,
and I have
virtual
no
stand-up
idea
comedy.
how that's gonna go. I have no idea how that's gonna go because doing comedy without a crowd in front of you, that is the challenge.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's gonna be all because you can see all those daily shows and late night shows are now from home, right? And the jokes are not
Yeah.
that funny, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
because when you don't have people
The
laughing
laughing.
behind it,
Yeah.
it really, really has an impact. Yeah, I'm watching the Daily Show by Trevor Noah. Now it's called the Social
Hmm.
Distancing Daily Show, and he makes jokes and everything, and it just goes like a little bit of cringe comes in because you go like,
Exactly.
it's not
Maybe
that
they should
funny.
add laughter tracks. Maybe they should add laughter tracks.
Yeah, but that's just gonna be that's just
Cheap,
that's
but
just pity, you know.
it's cheap, but it works. It's cheap, but it should work.
Yeah,
It
maybe.
works. I mean, come on. People still watch Friends. It's been 20 years.
Definitely, but maybe that is one of the biggest criticism of Friends that you should have those sitcom audience sounds in the back, and those are actually real audience, but still, like when
Yeah,
they laugh, it actually makes it more laughable. If you remove that,
it does.
some people actually,
Exactly.
some people actually made the show without those laughing sounds, the whole
And
Friends
the
show.
jokes are no longer funny. Yeah, the jokes are not. It's gonna be very cringe-worthy. That's just how comedy works.
Yeah, maybe so, maybe so. But there's
Yeah.
this new comedy out by Chris O'Neill or someone on Netflix. Have you seen that?
Okay.
Amazing comedy.
No,
I'd never seen that guy before. It's the first time I'm watching him because it was just a new stand up, and it was really nice. It was like
I'll add it to my list.
yeah, a white guy talking about white privilege is the best thing you can see, especially if it's comedy.
True.
Then
Yeah.
like the way he delivers. But yeah, okay. So right now we are on Netflix. So I think because this is part of the show where I actually ask you, so, what can you recommend to the people, to me? What are you listening to? What are you gaming these days? Any RPGs or anything that you're interested in? What are you listening to? I listen to a lot of podcasts, so I'd also talk to people if they're
Mhm.
listening to something. Anything you can recommend to us? Netflix, Hulu, whatever.
Sure. I'm playing this underrated game from about 2 years ago. It's called Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, I've heard about it.
I would
Yeah.
highly recommend that. It's a bit frustrating on the console, so if you have a good PC, play it on the PC. Because
Why?
I think they designed the controls for PC and then they just forgot to just transfer it or make it make proper integration for consoles. So it's really frustrating with the
Oh, the
controls.
configuration.
But yeah, the configuration is
Oh,
horrible.
okay.
Some of the tasks are much more difficult because they were designed to be done on the PC with using a mouse and not using
Yeah,
the analog stick.
I can understand that.
So that's the biggest frustration I have with this game, but I love it because it's super realistic. It's not like other RPGs where you start the game and you already know what to do. So in
Yeah.
this game, you have to learn everything. You even have to learn how to ride a horse properly.
Oh, interesting.
So Yeah, because I'm so used to playing games like Skyrim or something where you are level 1 and you could easily beat some level 4 guy because it's you.
Yeah, yeah. No, but like I will give you pushback on like the Assassin's Creed series with the
Hmm.
stupid rankings they have started to give people.
Haven't really played it, to be fair.
Yeah, like
I haven't played this
since
as AC. I didn't ever liked AC at
oh,
all. I just
I
didn't like
love
it.
the AC series. I just play it for nostalgia now. The gameplay, like the storyline, has become shit. To be honest, it's all over the place. But it's just for nostalgia because I remember too, and that's what I'm saying. Like since Black Flag, not Black Flag, since Syndicate, I think it was the UK
Mhm,
version. They've
mhm,
introduced rankings. So now
mhm,
if I'm level 30 or level 20, I can't just go do a mission of level 25, 26 easily. I can do
mhm.
it, but not easily. Like I'll have to be really, really, really careful because if they see me or if they try to hit me with two strikes, I die because they're just so
Yeah.
overpowered. And I have to do some side quests and everything, and that's pretty annoying. So maybe because in two, you remember you could assassinate anybody. Like anybody, just walk in, you press a square, circle or square, and you just kill that person right there. That's not allowed anymore. The levels matter
Nice.
apparently.
I like that. I like that. Sport. I like that bit. I like that bit.
No,
The
but no,
same goes in
but
Kingdom
I
Come.
wouldn't like that because the whole point of assassination is that you can assassinate anybody. It has to be as long as it's
Mhm,
discreet, it's assassination. It's not the fact that I jump from the air
I
to a
guess.
guy who's 10 ranks above me and stab him in the neck and apparently he's alive because he's just ten ranks above me. You know? So
I guess.
I get
But
what you
in
mean.
this game, one more thing that I like is that unlike other games where there's a task you have to do, and if you fail, the game reloads. This
Yeah.
one carries on. The
Oh,
story
that's
just changes with how you fail. Okay, you failed. This is how you're gonna go about it now. So
like
unless you die, if you die, of course it's gonna restart. But if you don't die and you
uh,
fail, like you have maybe like you have to unlock a chest that you're not supposed to unlock legally. So you're lock picking, and if somebody catches you, then there are consequences for that.
oh, interesting. Okay, that's different. Or like that's the game
Yeah.
going into the territory of Detroit Become Human. Have you played that game?
I haven't yet. But yeah, I've heard a lot
Amazing,
about it. It's on
amazing
my
game.
list.
But that's the
It's
thing,
on my list.
it's
There's
no
so many
gameplay.
games on my list.
But it's not game. It's
Yeah,
not a game, more like a visual story.
it's a
And
movie basically. Yeah.
yeah, and it's basically choice based. So whatever you do has
Yeah.
consequences, and there are like more than 99 plus different endings of the game. Just
Wow.
yeah, it's just basically how you choose your character and how you do it. So I played this whole game once, and I was like, that cannot be the ending. I chose one ending, and then I googled it, and there was literally 10 hours of YouTube video, a video of 10 hours. It said all possible endings. Or just the endings, not even the game. All possible endings of this game. I said I don't even want to watch it. I can't. I don't have the patience for it.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's pretty
That's
interesting.
there, man.
It's a pretty
But
good game, yeah. But yeah, anyways, so anything else besides that game?
um, well, I'm rewatching Community.
Because it's on Netflix now, right?
I'm watching it on Prime right now, but
uh
I'm gonna move to Netflix eventually once it's out of Prime.
yeah.
And since you're a football fan, I'm sure you must have watched the English game so far
No,
on
everyone
Netflix.
is telling me about that. I have it's still on my list. I haven't
Uh,
watched it yet. Everyone is raving about that. It's the best documentary, but I am still waiting on it.
it's not really a documentary. It's good though. It's really good. I still
Basically,
have one
is it a
episode left.
series? Is it a documentary? I don't know, to be
Yeah,
honest. I
it's a
haven't seen it.
series. It's a series. It's
Yeah.
based on true events, but not
Yeah.
completely
Okay. Yeah, no,
with creative liberties.
I have to watch it, but I'm more busy. I was busy with the whole fan, all that mainstream shows that were coming out. Ozark came out, The Money Heist came out, and
Hmm.
one more other show came out. So I was just catching up on these shows, and I didn't have time. And these days, the League, Aish, and Civilization is really taking up a lot of my time
Ooh,
these days.
Civi.
Oh, I
That game is
love.
addicting.
Oh, I live that. Love that game. Me and my friend
It's
Ahmed, we play that
addicting.
game every day. Every day we play that game, and we don't finish it
Wow.
because it's a 6 hour long game. So we don't finish it. We just start 100 turns and we go like, we're done. Let's try tomorrow. Tomorrow we go like, oh, shall we restart or shall we resume? And let's restart. It. Don't even remember what the strategies I was using. So we haven't even reached the end of the game yet. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of fun though.
Well, I don't really have that many recommendations. I honestly don't know where my time goes nowadays,
Uh,
and I
I don't
like
know.
that.
Yeah, distractions.
Yeah,
Good work, good work. But yeah, thank you so much for your time, Areeb. I think
no problem, bro.
this is all we need to talk about today, and I hope you
But
had fun as much as I did.
I
It
did,
was
I did, I
nice,
did.
yeah, nice catching up with you, and hopefully this lockdown ends soon, so you can go back to chilling with
Inshallah.
your friends.
Yeah, that's
uh,
there.
I'm not really looking forward to it because my 3 hour commute will start again, so I'm not really a big fan of
Yeah,
it.
that's there, the good and bad. But like it's people are suffering, man. That hurts.
Yeah, definitely.
People here are losing their job. They're losing their payroll around the world.
Oh yes, and as you said, and it's the way it hits you, right? It's just like
Yeah,
in Pakistan, you have those daily wage earners that hits you,
exactly.
and then you hear about someone close to you that hits you. And for me, even like such stupid things, like I've followed wrestling religiously for the past few
Yeah, I
years.
am
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, and
I
do you,
saw everybody getting kicked
yeah, and
out
you
yesterday
saw
and
kicked
day before
and
yesterday. Yeah,
oh my god, and
I was
then
mad. I'm still mad at WWE for doing it. They
yeah,
have
and
enough reserves to continue,
half a
but no.
billion half a billion in their cash
Yeah,
reserves. No, not just that, but that
exactly,
was the case. The case was like videos of these guys coming up with their reactions to it.
exactly.
Like Drake Maverick
It's
came up
not
with this
fair.
video.
Drake Mavericks. Yeah, that
Oh,
video
this
was
guy was just crying, and I was like, I just feel so bad for this guy, and this is just,
exactly.
you're right, like it's a mess, and governments
Yeah,
and big institutions, this is their time to step up,
they
and
have to. I mean,
some
and even the
are,
bigger, big companies forget about WWE. It's not even that as big as the other companies like Hilton Groups.
yeah,
They are putting everyone on furlough. Okay, why are you guys putting them on furlough? You have enough money to pay. Why is the government putting up with your problems? You should
is
have enough money.
exactly.
The
And even if you don't have enough
smaller
money,
companies need help.
yeah, even if you do not have enough money, the government is going to bail you out, because that's how sad the economic reality of our world is. Big companies cannot fail,
Yeah,
you know. Like a lot of
yeah,
here in Holland, my company is a startup, and they said we're not going to be laying anybody off because we have asked the government for money, and they said yes, we're going to give you the money. That's one of the benefits of
nice.
the European and American like institutions. They're built for this. They said, okay, yes, of course we're going to help you. So big companies, small companies, it doesn't matter. Even if you're just a barber and you cannot open up your shop, you can apply for unemployment benefits here, and you can get 1,000 euros, 1,500 euros per month
That's good.
indefinitely, and it's most of it is even forgiven. So these kind of things you see and you go like, why aren't people doing? It's like I have a cinema here which you usually pay monthly fees for, and then you can watch all movies as many movies you want. They paused their
Nice.
subscription, and now they're giving out movies every day till the whole lockdown finishes, movies on their home app, and they said watch it for free, a gift from us. So these are the things companies are trying to do to
Yeah.
garner favor from everybody. And then you have people like WWE or like the Hilton Group who are putting people on furlough because they're like, oh, we don't want to lose money. This is the time for you to step up. This is the time for you to show that, okay,
Exactly.
we need to do something for the consumer, for the end consumer. But this is sad.
Even in, I think script is still free. People can read books for free, as many as they want.
Yeah, Amazon is free.
Uh,
Amazon Prime Video is free in southern Europe, Italy and
not free
Spain.
here. I'm paying for it.
Yeah, but here in Italy and Spain, that's really bad. Microsoft was free for
Oh,
Italy
yeah,
and Spain as
definitely.
well. Yeah, and you have a lot of big companies coming up. I think one more company, Budweiser, was giving
Hmm.
away free protection equipments. Lego is making PPE for US doctors and
Yeah,
everyone for free. Companies are trying to do their bit. Then you have WWE who just goes like, you know what? No, it just pisses you off. You just go like, come on,
just
don't do
yeah.
this.
And they're still running their shows, and it's really risky. It's awfully risky to be running their shows.
Yeah, definitely. But it's
Even
just
AEW is doing that, so it's I don't know
no,
why. I don't get it.
I'm not following AW that much. The backstage talks, I'm just watching the shows, so I don't know if they're
Hmm.
pre-taping it or they're what doing it live. I have no idea about
Yeah,
that.
but even, both of them is still a problem.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, thank you so much, Areeb. Like the
Nah,
last
no problem.
WWE segue we did, and hopefully, we'll just get to talk to each other soon. You wanted to come
Inshallah.
to Europe. I remember you were telling me you were
Of
planning to.
course, man. This was the year I was supposed to travel.
Well, definitely. Like once this thing blows over, and I've heard actually, if you're
Inshallah.
gonna be applying for the Schengen visa, I've heard that now it's mandatory to have your COVID tests, and if there is a vaccination,
No
then a
problem.
vaccination for your visa application as well.
Definitely. No problem. I can do that as long as
But
it's available over here.
yeah, definitely. Hopefully. Well,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
no problem, man. Yalla, I'll
And
see you around, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. And thank you all for listening. I hope you had as much fun as we did. And I'll talk to you next time. This was day, I've lost count, to be honest. It's like, I think it's day 36, 37. So hopefully see
Wow.
you next time. Bye bye.